Hey guys, this is Nate Rivers with StrayBlogger.com, and in this video I did a text interview with Derek Doepker. I hope I'm saying that right. I only see names written online. And he is the guy behind the new course Kindle Bestseller Secrets. Derek, he kind of cracked the code to publishing a Kindle bestseller without a huge marketing budget or a huge list behind him. And I've purchased his course and gone through it. It's very good stuff. As you probably know, I do a lot of things with Kindle publishing myself and do pretty well at it. And I definitely learned some new things from Derek's course. So what I'm going to do is just basically go over some of the questions I asked him and kind of comment on his answers. Just because I know a lot of the followers of Stray Blogger would rather watch a video than read a bunch of text. And this is a fairly long post all put together. It was like 1,500 words. So again, I want to thank Derek for answering these questions for us. He provides a lot of big picture tips as well as specific strategies. So let's get into this. So the first question was, what got you interested in starting an online business and how did you get started? And he says that he used to volunteer at a seminar that taught people how to start their own online business, and it made him interested in the idea himself. So it kind of went from being interested in creating his own dream lifestyle to wanting to help other people do the same thing. Next question was, did you have any failures early on, and what did you learn from them? He has a pretty similar story to me. He said he tried affiliate marketing through Facebook ads and it didn't work out well at all. He said he lost a lot of money. I can definitely relate to that. Even now, I try different things with Facebook ads or pay-per-click. Some things work, some things don't. And when you're brand new and you don't have any, copywriting experience or conversion experience, pay-per-click can be a very costly way to try and learn things. So he got into blogging. That was a big struggle to drive traffic because he knew he had great content. I'm sure a lot of you feel like that. I've felt like that quite a bit, especially with my first website experience. And then he kind of got into the, obviously was exposed to all the push button things that are out there. So, his story is pretty similar to pretty much anyone that got started with online marketing. The next question was, what's the main thing that made the difference for you to cross the line from struggling to becoming successful? He basically said his success stems from having relationships with other successful people and placing the focus on actually helping others, providing value. And that's one thing, that I've mentioned in a lot of my courses or blog posts or whatever it may be, that a lot of people come online thinking, what tactic or what can I do to just make some money fast? And that's just the wrong way to look at things. Most likely you'll never accomplish anything. So he's kind of reiterating that idea. The next question was, what's the best piece of big picture advice you would give to someone who's just starting out? And he basically said what I just said. Don't ask yourself, how can I get XYZ, or how can I make money? How can I get traffic? He said that all his success came when he switched his focus to what he could actually provide of value to others. So going along with that, he switched his focus from, how can I make X amount of money to how can I provide so much value that people want to pay me? And again, that's a big distinction, something that everyone listening to this or watching this video should understand, and change that focus yourself. So he says when he asked himself those types of questions, not only did he get more creative business ideas, but it made him a lot more money as well. And that's a great point. The next question is, what is your system for sitting down and getting work done on a daily or weekly basis? And essentially, he said that it's usually just to get started working for the day. And that's a big thing, to just get started. It's so easy to keep just clicking links on Yahoo or CNN or ESPN just to kind of as an avoidance mechanism. And I still get caught up in that. So the other thing he said is basically just telling himself he's not going to do anything else for the day till he's at least completed his first big priority. I do that exact same thing. So, all right. The next question was, what could you have done that would have made yourself successful sooner? And he said, basically he's saying doing the things that made him successful and doing those things sooner, which was networking, making connections in his niche, and also not trying to jump around working on a bunch of different projects, but just focusing on one thing. Next question was, why do some people succeed online and others never do? He said that a lot of people are looking for step-by-step systems that they think will do the work for them, or it's just an XYZ type thing and you'll get the result. But it's really not like that. And he also said he looks at things in terms of why a certain thing works versus just trying to figure out what is working right now. That's a really good point, something I haven't thought of in those terms before. And that just, he said it makes him more adaptable. So this is one thing that I mention a lot in my training, in Stray Blogger training actually. You will have the biggest aha moments when you just go to work and really figure things out for yourself. And so he kind of pointed that out as well. Kind of says the same thing. If you're going to be successful, you need to really sit and just work through, work a certain method for weeks at a time. Do a lot of market research, know what your target audience is. It's, this whole, basically, for someone to make money online, they need to actually get good at marketing is really what's underlying everything else, those skills. And that's kind of what he's saying here. It's not an overnight thing, it's a process. Again, on this question, why do some people succeed online and others never do? It's I say the same thing all the time. He says it's not actually that hard. It's not rocket science, but people have a short-term mentality, such as, what can I do that will make money today or make money in a week? And it just really doesn't work out that way. So people end up wasting their time when they're trying to do things like that. I asked him, how does running your own online business, or how has it changed your life? He says he's been able to quit his job, pursue what he loves. He also gets feedback from people telling him how his training or information has helped them. So the next question was, what motivates you to keep going and become even more successful? This is a huge thing, and I don't know if he's listened to not Dan Kennedy, one of the other big thought leader guys, but he said that realizing that if he holds himself back, he's robbing others of his insights and information. And that's really, if you're going to be someone that people take advice from, that's really how you have to look at things. So I think that's a great point. The next question was, how much of your time do you dedicate to self-education and learning new skills? How much time generating new traffic and leads, and how much time actually generating revenue? And so I've got a similar answer from a lot of the people I've interviewed on this, that they're not set in stone. He says that, those different aspects fluctuate depending on what phase he's in with his business. With Kindle publishing, however, he spends very little time actively pursuing leads and customers because Amazon does most of that for you. And yeah, I can testify that that's definitely true. If you get your book selling well, it kind of just continues to keep selling well because it's plugged into Amazon's marketing system. Next question was, what are some of your best Kindle tips for people who are building a Kindle business, and what are some tips for people who want to but haven't started yet? So he says create quality content that people will rave about, that people are going to find really useful. He says that he runs 5-day promotions, meaning the 5-day KDP free promotion is what he's talking about. If you're not, again, if you haven't published on Kindle before. And he says treating a Kindle book launch like a grand opening. He puts everything he can into it to try to drive up the free downloads, because once those 5 free days are over, the more downloads you have, the better your book will sell after that. He went on to say, for people who haven't started, he would just say to get your first book done. That's another thing I've been, if you've been on my list for a while, you've heard that from me over and over again. You want to just get your first project done and out there. He makes a good point. Even if your book sucks, you can go back, change the title, the description, the keywords, and even the book itself. It's actually all the same difference. When you go in and edit your book, whether it's just the title or the cover or the actual book file, it takes 12 hours basically to be republished up on Amazon again. He also says Amazon's a very low-risk way to test things out. That's a good point. A huge benefit to publishing on Kindle is it really doesn't cost anything. You don't have hosting costs. You don't have link building tools, a premium WordPress theme. You don't have anything like that. So it's a low-risk place to test ideas out. I asked him what Kindle strategy is working best for you right now. He said KDP Select free promotions, 5 days in a row every 90 days. I hit those hard with free and paid traffic. Paid traffic for a KDP promotion isn't something I've done really in the past. I've just started doing this in the last few weeks. I don't know why I never thought of that before, but it's working very well. So he's trying to get his book a ton of free downloads, and then after that he doesn't have to do anything because Amazon drives the sales. Again, you're plugging your content into the Amazon marketing machine, which you can't really beat. The last question, I think this is the last question. If someone only has an hour a day to build their Kindle business, what is the best use of their time? He says Kindle works in phases, so when you're in the writing phase, you need to put all that time into getting the book together. Then the next phase is the pre-launch phase, and then the launch phase. And again, in his course, he goes deep into this stuff, what those phases are and what to be doing in those phases. So I suggest you pick up his course. It's very good stuff. He says basically you're totally focused on whatever it is you need to do during each phase. And yeah, he says you don't need to be doing a bunch of different things each day. If you only have an hour a day, you spend that hour every day completing the phase that you're in. And as you go through, you can do this book after book after book. So again, Derek's course, very high quality, very valuable information. You can get his course at, there should be a link below this video within the actual interview text under this video, or you can just go to strayblogger.com/Kindle-bestseller-secrets. So again, I just want to thank Derek for filling out those questions for the Stray Blogger readers, and hopefully you guys put some of this stuff into action. So thanks for watching.